Hello and welcome to a new edition of Africa Today. And President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi said Egypt is to host a conference for Gaza swift recovery, rebuilding and development. He said the conference builds upon President Donald Trump's plan to end the war on Gaza. More in the coming report.
Egypt is to host a conference for Gaza, swift recovery, rebuilding and development. Speaking at a conference in Egypt's Trustee Resort of Sharm el-Sheikh to end the war on Gaza, el-Sisi said the conference builds upon President Donald Trump's plan to end the war on Gaza. El-Sisi said the conference aims to provide means of life for the Palestinians and give them new hope, adding that peace cannot be achieved unless the hand of building is extended after destruction. He also said Egypt is looking forward to ending the war on Gaza in order to provide the suitable environment to activate the two-state solution. El-Sisi also called on the Israeli people to cooperate to achieve just and sustainable peace for all the peoples of the region. For his part, Trump, who co-chaired the conference with el-Sisi, said the signing of the Sharm el-Sheikh agreement ended a big humanitarian catastrophe with the return of hostages and prisoners on both sides and the flow of aid into the Gaza Strip. Meanwhile, el-Sisi, Trump, Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan and Qatari Emir Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani signed a document to support the deal to end the war on Gaza that was signed during the Sharm el-Sheikh conference. The document featured agreement to fully and indiscriminately implement the agreement to guarantee achieving peace and security and to commit to setting conflicts through dialogue and negotiations.
And now we are joined over the phone by Dr. Hassan Wagih, Professor of International Relations. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you.
So, Dr. Hassan, how would you describe the outcome of the Sharm el-Sheikh summit?
Actually, one received this outcome with profound relief and with a sense of congratulations for the efforts that our leadership exerted and the great historic day we have all witnessed, gathering President Donald Trump with many outstanding leaders in the world in Sharm el-Sheikh, which really is deserving the title of the City of Peace.
So, sir, how soon do you expect the planned conference for the rebuilding of Gaza to be held?
Actually, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi was very quick to act during that gathering, using this positive milieu and this positive atmosphere to ask President Donald Trump to share with him a gathering, a big gathering, a conference for rebuilding Gaza. This means that Egypt is very keen to get the ideas into implementational moves on the ground.
And Israel is this morning shot at Palestinians near the so-called Yellow Line in Gaza, killing 6 people. What are your expectations for the agreement to be respected by the Israeli side on the short and long terms?
Actually, this is a long history of Israel trying to sabotage all peace processes, but my own perception, hopefully, is that things like that, of course, should be condemned by the entire gathering that attended yesterday, but also I would expect that this would not expand because there is a commitment now witnessed by all these dignitaries and by President Donald Trump himself.
So, sir, also, how has the war on Gaza, the global public opinion, and do you expect this to hold on?
Of course, this is the long and widening road and widening road, which is a road full of challenges. And of course, the second phase, the first thing, let's face the reality that the first phase succeeded yesterday and it was historic. And I think this will have implications for the following steps hopefully, inshallah. And I think that the second phase will witness tough negotiation and trying to overcome any kind of challenges. And we will continue to exert our efforts in Egypt here. And the President is very keen to take the matter in his hand and to continue that very difficult road. And that is the nature of Egypt all the time when it comes to this conflict, till we succeed in establishing two states solution and the two will see it on the ground, inshallah.
And sir, how do you see reasons for the fact that younger generations have not been driven by the pro-Israeli mainstream Western media and are looking for facts leading to a shift of opinion to the Palestinian side?
Are you talking about the next generation abroad?
Yes, I'm talking about the Western media, yes.
Yes, of course. Yeah, I think that one of the winning results is that no transfer, yes, for the Palestinian cause. Many good things happen. But one of the most important things is that the Israeli narrative in the West really discovered, and the people discovered the true facts, and they are not deceived now by the fake propaganda machine, whether it is launched from Israel or from certain Western media circles that really disseminate facts, things counter to any facts on the ground. So people in the United States and in the West, not only the younger generation and the older generation who are fair-minded also, there is a growing agreement on putting an end to this bloody war. Many people recognize that it's a suicidal war. Many people really want to help the Israeli war crimes to be scrutinized and to make judgment through the international courts, because these rights are there and these rights should be followed. And I think this is a growing feeling all over the world, whether it is in the younger generation or even the older generation, of course.
So, sir, Trump and leaders of Egypt, Qatar and Turkey signed declaration on Monday as signatories to the ceasefire. How would you elaborate on the mandate of this declaration?
Oh, this declaration shows us that negotiation and the positive negotiation, sticking to legitimate resolutions, trying to restore international law is the right avenue for all the parties to work diligently to achieve. And I think this signing of that agreement was historic from that perspective, is that the restoration of legal and the international law was the focus of the Egyptian diplomacy, and now we can see that good steps were achieved during this gathering yesterday.
So, sir, U.S. President Donald Trump said he will decide what I think is right on a long-term solution to Israeli-Palestinian conflict. How do you read the statement?
Actually, negotiation is always from no to yes. And if the stance of President Ronald Trump was at the beginning not to say something like that, now he is reconsidering his position, and this is very important step. And reconsideration came after this Egyptian proved that this is the right way, and after the whole international diplomacy backed the Egyptian stance, and that is very clear when he commended the Egyptian stance yesterday above boardly for the entire world, and we felt very gratified and very happy with his statements yesterday.
And what are your expectations for Israeli political stage and Netanyahu's future after the deal?
the future is dim for him.
Yes.
You know, he was not able to come to this place, and also the Egyptian side sent the tacit negotiation in a tacit negotiation way that, you know, his attendance will be terrible. So he kept himself away, but he knows very well that the Israeli society is divided, and they could topple him, and there is something very important that we will see when it comes to future events in Israel, and I hope it will be positive for the peace process and for a win-win for everybody in this area.
And sir, in your opinion, how has the war on Gaza impacted neighboring countries?
Of course, you know, it impacted us psychologically.
Yes.
When you see genocidal wars being launched, along with threats to expand Israeli lands, the so-called prophecies, and try to be more aggressive, and to think that the only way is through violence and through wars. But again, this Egyptian armed forces was ready to deter any aggression on our land, and I think that the Americans recognize very well that it is not in the interest of Israel, and that Israel is deploying a self-defeating strategy. So I think that the President Trump's visit to the Knesset implied, what could we get as an implied points in his discourse, is that I came here to save you, to make life for you better. Don't continue what you are doing, because it proved to be useless, aimless, and it will fire back.
And how would you describe repercussions of the war on Gaza on the Israeli economy?
The repercussion of Gaza war on what?
On the Israeli economy.
Oh, of course, yes. I mean, this will tell you something very important, that if they violated the treaty or the signed agreement, you know, without America, their economy will never survive. So here, the President Trump himself now in the front of the picture. And I think that the Israeli economy really suffered a lot. And it is not in their case to continue in that aggressive mode and exerting all roads of violence. Violence will never achieve them peace, and also will never achieve them good economy.
I'd like to thank you, Professor Dr. Hassan Wagih, Professor of International Relations. Thank you, sir, for being with us. And by that, dear viewers, we come to the end of today's edition of Africa Today. Thank you for watching.